Big Bang just closed Coachella's first weekend. The group that was booked to do this in 2020, then watched their entire world fall apart for 6 years, finally played the desert. And 2 days earlier, Katseye performed on the Sahara Stage without one of their members, who was spotted in the crowd. This is everything that happened, and everything that led up to it. Big Bang. 6 years, 3 members, 1 stage. The 6 years between bookings. Big Bang were first booked for Coachella in 2020. The pandemic canceled the festival. By the time Coachella returned in 2022, Big Bang were not the same group. They were not even the same number of people. What happened in those 2 years changed everything. And what remained was 3. G-Dragon, Taeyang, and Daesung. 3/5 of the group that changed K-pop's global trajectory. YG Entertainment confirmed that the 3 members were authorized to perform and release music under the Big Bang name. A decision that itself generated debate among fans about what the group's identity means without its full original lineup. Taeyang had hosted a solo concert in Seoul in 2024, during which all 3 reunited on stage for the first time in years, signaling what was coming. Coachella was the formal announcement that the chapter was open. How the performance was built. Big Bang released a pre-Coachella statement through YG Entertainment describing the stage as a symbolic new beginning and saying they had prepared with a special level of determination. The framing was deliberate. This was not positioned as nostalgia. It was positioned as a launchpad. The Coachella booking was publicly linked from the beginning to a 20th anniversary world tour, details of which Taeyang and G-Dragon both hinted at during the set. The set was designed for 2 distinct audiences simultaneously. The VIPs, who have followed the group for 20 years and know every deep cut, and the Coachella general audience, who may know only Fantastic Baby and Bang 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 from viral K-pop content. That dual audience challenge is one of the harder problems in festival performance design. How to reward the devoted without losing everyone else in the middle. The solution was structural. The set opened and closed with global anthems. The middle contained the emotional depth. Solo stages broke the group format and let each member's individual identity breathe. And a surprise element at the end, the decision to perform Still Life with G-Dragon taking T.O.P's rap section, addressed the absence that the audience was almost certainly thinking about anyway. The set list, track by track. The set ran 10:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. on the outdoor theater, the final slot of Coachella's first Sunday night, which made Big Bang the effective closers of the entire opening weekend. Bang 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 opened the set. No preamble. Explosions, the iconic drop, immediate crowd response. The song was designed for exactly this kind of moment. Maximum energy with 0 warm-up time required. It worked. Fantastic Baby was the second song. The wow, whoa, wow, wow, wow has been one of the most recognizable sounds in K-pop for 13 years. The crowd response here was reportedly one of the loudest of the set. Sober was a harder, darker track from 2015. This was the first signal that the set was not going to be only the hits casual audiences know. Sober has a different energy from the opening too. Tighter, more physical, built around movement rather than spectacle. A Fool of Tears shifted the set into its reflective segment, one of Big Bang's most emotionally direct early tracks. Setting it in the middle of a festival headliner slot is a confident choice. It asks the audience to slow down and feel something rather than just react. Lies, their 2007 breakthrough track. For the audience members who have been with Big Bang since the beginning, this song carries 20 years of memory. The crowd sang it back. Haru Haru was another early Big Bang cornerstone. The duo format of the song allowed Taeyang and Daesung to anchor the emotional segment before the energy shifted again. Taeyang's solo stage was Ringa Linga, a technically demanding performance piece with choreography that is intricate and an energy register completely different from Big Bang's group tracks. It functioned as a showcase of his solo career identity within the group set. G-Dragon's solo was Power, his 2025 comeback single. This was a direct statement. The man who was investigated and cleared is now performing a hit from the album that followed that clearance on the Coachella stage. The crowd response was significant. G-Dragon and Taeyang then performed Good Boy, their 2014 collaborative single. The two performing it together drew one of the loudest responses of the night. The chemistry between them, 20-plus years of shared stages, was visible. Daesung's solo was the most unexpected moment of the set. He performed 2 trot tracks, Hando Chogwa and Look at Me Gwisun. Trot is a traditional Korean pop genre that has nothing to do with what Coachella audiences typically expect. It drew an enthusiastic response. The surprise and the confidence of the choice made it a highlight. Let's Not Fall in Love was a slower, more intimate track positioned as the come down after the solo stages before the final run. Home Sweet Home followed, the 2016 group track associated with reunion and continuity, performed as a group stage in a way that carried meaning given the conversation around what Big Bang is now with 3 members. Bad Boy brought the energy back up. Bad Boy has always functioned as an audience participation moment. We Like to Party was the penultimate track. Pure crowd energy. Still Life closed the set, Big Bang's 2022 comeback track. The first thing they released after the years of disruption. It was written as a meditation on endurance and return. At Coachella, G-Dragon performed T.O.P's rap section himself. He did not announce it. He did not dedicate it. He simply rapped the lines that T.O.P would have rapped. That decision, to acknowledge the absence through performance rather than statement, was the most emotionally precise moment of the entire night. What happened after? The Korea Herald described the performance as feeling less like a retrospective and more like a turning point. Crowd photographs that circulated online showed the outdoor theater at reported capacity up to 80,000, completely full for the closing slot. G-Dragon told the crowd, "This is just the beginning of our 20th anniversary. We've got big things coming." Taeyang dropped a reference to an upcoming solo album called Quintessence. Neither confirmed tour dates from the stage, but the framing of both statements was clear. This was a launch, not a finale. Big Bang closed Coachella's first weekend in front of a full outdoor theater after 6 years of waiting. They did it as 3. They addressed the missing members not with speeches, but with choices. Who raps what songs get played, how you close a set when the group is not what it was. The performance was not a conversation about what they lost. It was a statement about what is still here. Katseye. The dream came true. So did the controversy. Katseye are 6 members, Sophia, Daniela, Lara, Megan, Yoonchae, and Manon, formed through Hybe and Geffen Records' Dream Academy project, a global audition series documented on Netflix. They were conceived as a K-pop group for the entire world. Trained in Seoul using the same methodology that produced BTS, but with members from South Korea, the Philippines, the United States, Switzerland, and Brazil. Bang Si-hyuk, Hybe's chairman and the man who built BTS, described the goal at a press conference as creating international superstars using the K-pop methodology. In 2 years since debut, they had won the MTV VMA Push Performance of the Year for Touch, received Grammy nominations for Best New Artist and Best Pop Duo, or Group Performance, performed at Lollapalooza Chicago, and appeared in the Gap Better in Denim campaign that introduced them to a mainstream Western audience that might never have clicked on a K-pop group. Their fan base, called Icons, had been growing steadily. Lara Raj described Coachella in a Nylon interview published 2 days before the festival as their #1 dream since becoming a group. The set was named Katseye City, a fully designed visual concept built around rooftop dance scenes, with stage elements named after their song titles. This was not a generic festival set. It was a specifically architected world. They had been planning it for months. The Manon situation. Everything that happened. On February 20th, 2026, Hybe and Geffen Records announced that Manon Bannerman, the group's only Black member, would be taking a temporary hiatus from group activities to focus on her health and well-being. The label said they fully supported her decision. The word temporary was the key word. Fans initially accepted this as they would any health pause. Then the timeline started stretching. Manon Bannerman is Swiss-Ghanaian, 23 years old. She had been part of Katseye since the Dream Academy selection in 2023 and had been one of the most discussed members. praised for her vocal range and stage presence. Her February 2026 Cut interview, published days before the hiatus announcement, had already signaled tension. She spoke about the scrutiny she faced when she was sick during training. She said directly, "Being called lazy, especially as a Black girl, is not fair. Now I feel like I always have to put in extra work to prove something, even though I really don't." When the promotional rollout for Katseye's new single Pinky Up began in April, Manon was absent from all materials. The music video dropped on April 9th. She was not in it. The song was credited to 5 members, and then fans noticed she had removed Katseye from her Instagram bio. The combination of factors, hiatus, absence from the single bio change, shifted the tone from concern to alarm. Fans began using the hashtags Justice for Manon and Boycott for Manon. An Elle magazine op-ed called Manon's situation a consequence of the music industry's failure to fully see and support Black women in pop. Manon continued communicating with fans directly through Weverse. She posted, "I'm healthy, I'm okay, and I'm taking care of myself." And then, "Sometimes things unfold in ways we don't fully control, but I'm trusting the bigger picture." And then, "HXG and I are having positive conversations and I feel supported. I'm happy and I'm healthy. I'll share more soon." Each post reassured fans of her physical state and said nothing about the professional situation. On April 9th, HYBE confirmed to the Korea Herald that Bannerman would not appear at Coachella. On April 10th, Katseye performed on the Sahara Stage as 5 members. And while they were performing, multiple fan accounts circulated photographs and eyewitness reports of Manon Bannerman in the Coachella crowd, watching Sabrina Carpenter's headline set, photographed alongside Chappelle Roan and Ice Spice. She was at the festival. She was not barred from attending. She was simply not on the stage. That detail, the physical proximity of the absent member to the stage she had called her biggest dream, was what pushed online reaction from frustration into fury. The reaction split in ways worth acknowledging. Some fans directed anger at HYBE and called for accountability and transparency. Some expressed heartbreak at the specifics of the situation. Some pointed to the fact that Manon was visibly present, enjoying herself, and interpreted that as evidence of voluntary distance from the group rather than forced exclusion. The official explanation remains health and well-being hiatus. No other statement has been made by any party. The situation is unresolved. The performance itself. Despite everything surrounding it, the performance happened. The Sahara Stage at 8 p.m. on April 10th, one of the biggest slots of the Friday night. Katseye City was fully realized. The stage design matched the concept. The opening of Pinky Up was the first live performance of a single that had been released the previous day. And the production values matched what a HYBE-backed group with 2 years of build-up could bring to a Coachella slot. The set included Internet Girl, Mean Girls, Pinky Up, and a mix of their earlier singles. The choreography was sharp. 5 members performing routines built for 6 meant visible gaps in the formations, though the group worked around them. Daniela's live vocals drew criticism on social media during and after the performance, with clips spreading across Twitter and TikTok attracting negative commentary. The most discussed moment of the set came during a routine that had previously featured Lara Raj and Manon performing a flirtatious, physically interactive stage together. With Manon absent, Megan stepped into that role. At Coachella, at the moment that routine reached its peak, Lara licked Megan's face on stage. The moment spread immediately. Critics accused the group of queerbaiting, performing same-gender physical intimacy as a spectacle for audience reaction without the substance to support it. Others noted that both members are publicly known to be in heterosexual relationships and called the move calculating rather than authentic. Supporters pointed out that the routine had always existed as a performance choice, and that reading it as a statement about sexuality was a misreading of what stage choreography is for. The golden moment cut through all of that. Midway through the set, Katseye brought out AJ, Audrey Nuna, and Ray Ami, the 3 artists who voiced the fictional group Hunter/X in Netflix's KPop Demon Hunters, to perform Golden live. Golden is the film's centerpiece song. It won the Grammy for Best Pop Duo or Group Performance and the Oscar for Best Original Song. It had not been performed live like this before. Hearing it on a Coachella stage, performed by the actual voices behind it, alongside a Hybe-trained group at their debut festival appearance, was a moment that existed completely outside the controversy and reminded everyone present what the upside of this whole project looks like when it's working. Katseye told Nylon they studied Beyoncé's 2018 Coachella headline set, the one where she became the first Black woman to headline the festival and brought out Destiny's Child, and Blackpink's 2019 set as reference points for what a culturally significant Coachella moment looks like. The irony of studying that particular reference point while navigating the specific kind of criticism they're facing about their treatment of their only Black member is not small. Lara Raj closed the set with a line that has been quoted and requoted. There will be many more Coachellas after today. Rolling Stone's review said that as much training and curating as Katseye endured, their place in this conversation should be unquestionable, but that the past 2 months have permanently colored their narrative. That is an accurate summary of where they are. Katseye's Coachella debut was everything it was supposed to be and nothing it was supposed to be at the same time. The production was real. The golden surprise was real. The crowd was real. And the conversation happening around them was also real. And louder than any of the songs. The rest of the Asian lineup. BINI, first Filipino group at Coachella ever, on the Mojave stage at 4:15 p.m. on April 10th, 2 days before BIGBANG, 3.5 hours before Katseye. BINI became the first Filipino group in Coachella's 25-year history. 8 members: Aya, Coley, Maloy, Gwen, Stacy, Mika, Joanna, and Sheena. Formed through ABS-CBN's Star Hunt Academy in 2019, and now the biggest P-pop group in the world. Their debut was the most trending topic worldwide on social media that day. They trended above BIGBANG, above Katseye, above Karol G headlining. BINI performed their 45-minute set and the Philippines went into something close to collective celebration. Billboard Philippines called it a showcase of Filipino talent on a global stage. Rolling Stone praised their vocals, choreography, and stage presence. They said before the performance that they had spoken this goal into existence. On April 10th, it was real. First Filipino act at Coachella. First P-pop act at Coachella. The most globally trended act of the entire opening weekend. Not a subgenre milestone, a pop milestone. Taemin, every idol's favorite idol. Mojave Stage, Saturday, April 11th, 7:30 p.m. SHINee's main dancer and solo artist since 2014. His move choreography in 2017 is widely considered one of the most significant performance statements in K-pop history. Stripped back, physically strange, deliberately uncomfortable, and completely controlled. His Coachella slot was his first appearance at the festival, and by all accounts, the most theatrically ambitious set of any Asian act on the bill. Taemin has described his approach to performance as closer to art-making than entertainment. The goal is an experience that exists beyond the music. His production team designs sets as choreographed installations that happen to include songs. At Coachella, he performed Danger, Move, and Material from his recent solo era. Fellow artists have described watching him perform as a reference point. What K-pop performance can be when it stops trying to entertain and starts trying to mean something. Fujii Kaze, from bedroom YouTube covers to the Mojave Stage. Mojave Stage, Saturday, April 11th, 4:30 p.m. Fujii Kaze started posting piano covers on YouTube from a bedroom in rural Okayama, Japan. One video had 1 million views before anyone in the industry knew his name. Shinunoga Iwa went globally viral in 2022 and introduced Japanese soul R&B to a generation of listeners who had never engaged with Japanese music before. His 2025 album Prema, his first all-English project, was a deliberate step toward the global market this slot represents. Fujii Kaze is not a K-pop adjacency booking. He is a Japanese artist making music that sits in its own lane. Gospel, soul, Okayama folk tradition, classical piano training. And he is at Coachella because the music itself traveled there without requiring a genre category to carry it. That is a different kind of success from any other act on this list. Creepy nuts. The anime pipeline is real. DJ Matsunaga is a multiple DMC Japan turntablist champion. Rapper R. Shaitae has been his partner since 2014. They spent their career in Japan's underground hip-hop scene. Then Bling Bang Bang Born became the opening theme to the Dan 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 anime adaptation in 2024, one of the most streamed anime themes in Spotify history. And they went from niche to global in a single song cycle. Their Coachella appearance is the clearest recent example of anime as a genuine global music distribution platform rather than a marketing channel. They did not change their sound for the crossover. The crossover came to them. Laufey, jazz pop, Icelandic-Chinese, and exactly where she should be. Outdoor theater, Sunday, April 12th, 8:40 p.m. Directly before Big Bang. Icelandic-Chinese, born in Reykjavik to a classical musician mother from China. Her Grammy-winning album, Bewitched, and its 2025 follow-up, A Matter of Time, built her a global audience among Gen Z listeners who engage with jazz aesthetics without having grown up with jazz culture. She is the least expected Asian act on this list, and the one whose Asian heritage is least discussed in coverage of her, which is itself a story about how Asians are visible in global music, in ways that don't always get labeled as Asian representation. What all of this adds up to. In 2019, Blackpink performing at Coachella was a milestone. A single act, a single genre, a single story. In 2026, the Asian presence at Coachella is 9 acts, 4 genres, 6 countries of origin, 3 decades of artist careers, 2 performance debuts that made international news, and 1 ongoing industry controversy that is bigger than the festival it played out inside. That shift is not incremental. It is structural. What is notable about this particular Coachella is that the 2 most talked about Asian acts, Big Bang and Katseye, are both carrying stories that are not just about music. Big Bang performed as 3 members of a group that was once 5, doing it with enough craft and enough honesty that the performance felt like a statement rather than a reduction. Katseye performed at the festival that was their biggest stated dream, while their only Black member watched from the crowd. And the online conversation about that lasted longer than any review of the actual performance. Both of those stories are, in different ways, about what it costs to get to the Coachella stage and what you have to carry when you're there. Big Bang paid that cost over 20 years, through criminal charges, military service, a group member's crimes, departures, and the slow reassembly of what was left. Katseye is paying it now, in public, 2 years into their existence, and the outcome is not yet settled. The rest of the Asian lineup, BINI making history, Taemin redefining what performance is, Fujii Kaze arriving from a YouTube bedroom, Creepy Nuts riding the anime pipeline all the way to the California desert, Laufey existing in a category that doesn't have a name yet. Those stories are the future. The Big Bang and Katseye stories are the present. They are what it looks like when the genre grows up enough to have the same complicated texture as any other music culture that has been taken seriously for long enough. Every pop culture that matters eventually produces both its triumphs and its crises. Coachella 2026 had both, on the same stages in the same weekend. Asia's moment in global music is real. It is also messy. Both of those things are true. That is Coachella 2026. We're Pop Lore Asia. Thanks for watching.